Physical Pokemon card shows happen every weekend in towns across the United States. People bring binders full of Pokemon cards and bags full of money to shopping malls, convention centers, and local stores. Buyers and sellers meet at tables to trade Pokemon cards face to face. This system works outside of regular stores and lets people see Pokemon card prices in real time. People who grew up with Pokemon cards now spend their own money on these same Pokemon cards. Sellers run small businesses that focus on selling Pokemon cards again and again, not just one-time sales. People share Pokemon card sale prices, pack opening results, and market changes on video sites and online groups. This open sharing helps new people learn about Pokemon cards and sets fair prices for each graded Pokemon card and each ungraded Pokemon card. The Pokemon card market makes money in three main ways: selling single Pokemon cards, selling sealed Pokemon booster boxes, and making videos about Pokemon cards. Each way uses different supply rules, risk levels, and speed of selling Pokemon cards. Pokemon card makers make money by controlling how many rare cards exist, mixing cards randomly in packs, and selling 10-card Pokemon booster packs. Each Pokemon booster pack holds a set number of cards with fixed rarity levels and known chances for rare cards. The chance of getting a valuable chase Pokemon card shapes how much people spend and how easy it is to sell those Pokemon cards later. In 1,999 shiny rare Pokemon cards showed up in 1% to 3% of Pokemon packs. The rarest Pokemon cards appeared in less than 1% of packs. Back then, people bought Pokemon packs to build strong decks for playing the game. The market wanted Pokemon cards that help players win. Modern Pokemon card sets have worse pull rates because they include more cards per series. The 1,999 base set had 113 different Pokemon cards. The full series had 1,129 Pokemon cards. Today's Pokemon series have 3 times as many cards. This change lowers the chance of pulling a specific chase Pokemon card to about 0.3% per Pokemon booster pack. Makers keep the price at $5 for one 10-card Pokemon pack, $14 for 3 Pokemon packs, $27 for 6 Pokemon packs, and $162 for a box of 36 Pokemon packs. These prices stay low even though pull rates drop, so people keep buying Pokemon card packs. Sealed Pokemon booster boxes work like investments. Their value goes up when the chase Pokemon cards inside them sell for more. Prices for sealed Pokemon products rise when certain Pokemon cards in a set sell a lot over time. New Pokemon card releases gain value fast while they are still being printed. They often sell for double or triple the maker's suggested price because stores run out and people want them right away. The value of sealed Pokemon products depends on how rare they are, how well the box is kept, and how much people miss the Pokemon cards inside. Buyers keep sealed Pokemon boxes until printing stops, supply drops, and worn boxes become harder to find. People who buy in bulk grab whole pallets of sealed Pokemon booster boxes as soon as they reach stores. Others weigh 10-card Pokemon packs to find heavier ones that may hold shiny or textured chase Pokemon cards. Extra ink and special materials make these Pokemon cards weigh more. Some people open Pokemon booster packs, swap valuable chase cards for common Pokemon cards, and reseal the packs before putting them back on store shelves. These tricks make people prefer factory-sealed Pokemon boxes and tins. These sealed items act as trusted inventory with unbroken supply chains. Third-party grading companies like Professional Sports Authenticator Certified Guarantee Company and Beckett Grading Services check Pokemon card condition using a 1 to 10 point scale and hands-on review. These groups look at centering, corner sharpness, edge quality, and surface marks on submitted Pokemon cards to give a score. A Professional Sports Authenticator 10 score means the physical Pokemon card has no visible flaws. One small flaw on a Pokemon card lowers the score to 9. 2 or more flaws on a Pokemon card drop the score to 8 or lower. Grading adds condition rarity as a second way to value Pokemon cards along with how many exist. The share of submitted Pokemon cards that get a perfect 10 score is called the gem rate. A lower gem rate means higher condition rarity and a higher price for a Professional Sports Authenticator 10 Pokemon card. Vintage and mid-era chase Pokemon cards have gem rates below 5%. This happens because of old printing errors, mass production, and years of rough handling. Modern chase Pokemon cards reach gem rates near 70%. Better printing, protective sleeves, and careful handling right after opening help modern Pokemon cards stay in better shape. The price gap between grades creates huge value differences for the same Pokemon card print. A Professional Sports Authenticator 10 vintage Pokemon card sells for many times more than an ungraded version. Modern Pokemon cards have smaller price gaps between grades because they start in better condition. Vintage and mid-era Pokemon singles lose 85% to 95% of their value when graded below a perfect 10. Modern Pokemon singles graded 8 or 9 keep more value. They drop only 69% to 70% compared to 10-grade Pokemon equivalents. To get a Pokemon card graded, people mail the physical Pokemon card to a grading center. Trained staff check each Pokemon card under special lights and with measuring tools. Wait times range from weeks to months based on service level and how many Pokemon cards are in line. Some people open their graded Pokemon slabs and send the same Pokemon cards to different grading companies. They hope for a higher score from a different grader. Grading fees run from $30 to $300 per Pokemon card. Fees rise with the card's stated value and faster service options. The Pokemon card market splits into two types of sales: graded slab sales and raw card sales. Sellers pay grading fees to prove their Pokemon cards are real, avoid condition arguments, and ask for higher prices online. Buyers of raw Pokemon cards take on all condition risk. They check the Pokemon card by eye, look at edge alignment, and inspect for surface marks before paying. This risk split creates chances for people who can spot near mint raw Pokemon cards. These buyers get raw Pokemon cards below graded market prices and submit them for grading. Raw Pokemon card prices reflect uncertainty about centering, edge cuts, and past handling. Graded slabs remove condition debates for Pokemon cards. Standard terms let people buy sealed Pokemon inventory online without seeing it first. The slab market leads online sales for graded Pokemon cards. Raw Pokemon cards lead at physical shows where buyers can look before they pay. Independent sellers use data to find the best deals on modern Pokemon cards. They focus on current Pokemon card prices, not long-term guesses. They pick inventory based on sales numbers, search trends, and price changes for specific Pokemon cards. Their stock is 80% to 100% modern English Pokemon singles. They target Pokemon cards that sell fast and cost little to buy. They find stock through bulk raw Pokemon card buys, trades with other collectors, and store clearance sections with mispriced Pokemon cards. Most sales happen at physical card shows. These shows make up 70% of Pokemon card sales, even though sellers attend only a few per month. The rest of sales happen on online marketplaces and through direct trades for graded and raw Pokemon cards. Making videos about Pokemon cards brings in new buyers. Sellers show Pokemon card market changes, pack openings, and how they run their business to attract new fans. These videos earn money through ads and platform payments tied to Pokemon card views. Combined Pokemon card sales and video income bring in $191,000 per year for part-time sellers using this model. Profit margins reach 54% after buying Pokemon cards, paying grading fees, travel costs, and platform fees. The seller's own time is not counted as a cost. This business model depends on fast turnover, tight margins, and constant tracking of Pokemon card prices, not long-term holding. Gross margins on Pokemon card stock move from 29% to 41% during busy times. Short-term price gaps and fast sales of Pokemon singles push margins higher. Sellers watch pull rate changes, reprint news, and maker production limits to time their sales. They sell Pokemon card stock when the secondary market shows signs of slowing. The modern English Pokemon card market moves fast and has lots of buyers. Success depends on timing and data for Pokemon card deals, not deep history knowledge. The Japanese Pokemon card market works differently, creating chances to buy low in Japan and sell high in the United States. Makers release Japanese Pokemon sets every month. English markets combine 2 to 3 Japanese Pokemon sets into one release every 3 months. Japanese Pokemon sets have fewer total cards. This means less competition between cards and more attention for each Japanese Pokemon card. Japan's consumer protection laws require at least 4 chase Pokemon cards in every 30-pack Japanese booster box. This rule raises baseline pull rates and makes chase Pokemon cards easier to find in Japanese stores. Japanese printing quality is better than English printing for Pokemon cards. Japanese Pokemon cards have fewer centering errors, cleaner edges, and fewer surface marks. Vintage Japanese chase Pokemon cards reach gem rates between 50% and 70%. Modern Japanese Pokemon cards reach 90% gem rates. Condition rarity and supply rarity work the opposite way compared to Western Pokemon markets. Japanese main set Pokemon cards are common and in good condition. Standard chase variants do not get extra value in the Japanese Pokemon market. Value in Japan focuses on limited promotional Pokemon cards, tournament-only Pokemon cards, and brand partnership Pokemon cards. These Pokemon releases have special distribution rules. Limited regional access keeps Japanese promotional Pokemon cards rare. English markets cannot get these Japanese promotional Pokemon cards. This difference lets skilled buyers find price gaps between Japan and the United States for Japanese Pokemon cards. Full-time sellers use these gaps by buying in Japan and selling in the United States. This model requires being in Japanese retail areas often. Sellers visit 45 Pokemon card shops per trip across multiple Japanese cities. Finding stock depends on local price knowledge, past sales data, and real-time stock checks for Japanese Pokemon cards. Most Japanese Pokemon card shops take only cash. Limited online stock lists mean buyers must check cards in person and decide fast. Sellers buy raw Japanese Pokemon cards at local prices. They check condition by hand. They decide which Japanese Pokemon cards to export based on United States demand. Grading happens only for some Japanese Pokemon cards. 25% of stock gets submitted for grading. 75% stays ungraded. Online sales move most graded Japanese Pokemon cards. Digital sales make up 95% of graded Japanese Pokemon slab sales. Physical shows move raw Japanese Pokemon cards fast. Revenue splits between physical show sales and online sales for Japanese Pokemon cards. Monthly show sales bring in $43,000. Online sales bring in $32,000 per month. Yearly gross revenue reaches $900,000 for sellers focused on Japanese Pokemon exclusives. Operating margins reach 40% in current markets. Past margins average 20% for Japanese Pokemon card operations. This model depends on travel, cultural knowledge, careful stock picking, and constant money movement across borders. Sourcing trips rotate through Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Nagoya. Weekly trips need steady travel plans and stock tracking for Japanese Pokemon cards. Sellers skip online price tools that only track English Pokemon card data. Local shop prices, past sales records, and direct contacts guide buying decisions for Japanese Pokemon cards. Large companies enter the Pokemon card market to control more sales. Big grading companies and sports media groups buy grading services, start direct buying programs, and launch live pack opening shows. These companies pay cash for graded Pokemon cards right away, removing wait times and moving risk from sellers to company books. Central platforms gather Pokemon card sale data, set standard prices, and reduce back and forth bargaining. Market fragmentation grows as corporate platforms take grading volume, sealed Pokemon product sales, and online traffic. Independent sellers adapt by focusing on underserved Pokemon card niches. Faster turnover helps them compete against platform algorithms. Speculative bursts grow when viral promotions trigger heavy buying for specific Pokemon cards. McDonald's Pokemon card releases show how hype drives the market. Buyers purchase large amounts of fast food just to get promotional Pokemon cards. Japanese public pressure stopped the promotion within 24 hours after food waste became visible. After release, grading submissions for promotional Pokemon cards exceeded 91% gem rates. Perfect grade Pokemon inventory flooded the secondary market. Standard pricing models predict lower prices under these supply conditions for promotional Pokemon cards. Speculative pricing keeps transaction prices above $150 per slab. Early buyers try to recover fast grading fees and sourcing costs for promotional Pokemon cards. Hype cycles temporarily override supply and condition rules for Pokemon cards. Short-term trading windows close once momentum fades. Collectible markets follow predictable demand patterns tied to generational interest. Historical collectibles saw multi-decade growth before slowing as interested generations aged. Each collectible type needs new buyers to keep trading volume and price floors. Millennial and Generation Z spending drives current Pokemon card values. Childhood memories available, spending money, and online market tools support Pokemon card pricing. Market longevity depends on whether younger generations adopt Pokemon cards. Franchise media releases, store access, and cultural staying power shape future demand for Pokemon cards. Secondary market swings grow as more people join. Money inflows speed up. Speculative buying replaces basic collecting behavior for physical Pokemon inventory.